Well, this is the first time that a referendum will be held in Gibraltar under a homegrown piece of Gibraltar legislation, the Referendum Act 2015, which is designed to deal exclusively with referenda. It's an act that we passed. It's a commitment we had in 2011 so that nobody could ever challenge the referenda held in Gibraltar. Remember that the 2003 referendum on joint sovereignty was challenged because there was no Gibraltar law. This is the first referendum organized under a homegrown act in Gibraltar that will deal with referenda. And what I've done today is I've signed the order under the amended act, which we amended on Monday to modernize it, which will in effect mean that this is the starter pistol for the referendum to be held on the 24th of June under the Crimes Act, in respect for the Crimes Act.
So effectively the referendum campaign begins today?
Well, effectively, I had to give notice no more than 100 days and no less than 40 days before the date of the referendum. And that's why it's been signed today after the amendments have been made to the Referendum Act. And campaigning officially can now happen. But of course, as we know, this was a referendum that was going to be held last year. A lot of the campaigning had already been done. We were a week away from ballots being cast. And I expect there will be very little official campaigning, or at least a lot less official campaigning than we might have seen if we hadn't had the campaign last year.
Officially, the referendum starts off from today. We today have also published the voters list, where voters can check whether or not they're on the voters list to be able to vote at the referendum. That voters list will be available for inspection in person from my offices at Parliament House in Gibraltar, or they can go online to the Parliament website where they can check whether or not they're registered to vote at this referendum. We have used as a basis for this voters list the 2020 Register of Electors, together with those youngsters who were 16 at the time of the last referendum. We've also carried those forward because they would not have otherwise been eligible to vote at a normal general election. But please ask if you've had any changes to your address or to your name, changed anything since the last general election, and you haven't notified us. Please do so, because if not, yes, you may be able to vote, but you may be able to, you will probably be registered at your old address at a different polling station to where you're now living. The ability to apply for a postal vote will be open as from this Wednesday. So again, either come down to my offices or go online and you'll be able to download the form there. Also, as well as from Friday, we'll have the ability for people to apply for a proxy vote. So if you want to nominate somebody else, because you don't feel like you wish to go to a polling station, or because you may be unable to go to a polling station, then come and apply for that. And the last measure that we've had to put in place because of COVID is that unfortunately we've had to, and the Chief Minister signed a notice. He's done so in consultation with the Leader of the Opposition. He signed a notice today saying that we will not be able to do absentee voting. That is, when we go to people's houses or to hospitals or the elderly residential services, because of the risk of COVID.